Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, live from the Toyota Lounge. I think this is the first time I've ever got to cover two wins in the same day for the Colorado Avalanche.
You and I had a fascinating discussion during the middle of Game 2 about how many preseason wins in one day
makes up for a Broncos regular season loss.
Exactly, and you had the perfect solution that you need as many wins as points that you lost by, so...
Avs came up 1 point short of the tie.
They did what they could. They went 2-0, and the Broncos lost by 3, so...
They win on Saturday, too. Count it.
No count it.
No,
they
that's
had
it?
They should
has
have
to
lost...
be same day?
They should have lost by not 3. In fact, they shouldn't have lost.
They shouldn't have lost at all, probably. The Avs
Can't
did not
relate.
lose. Yeah, they didn't lose at all.
Can't relate. I imagine they had an unpleasant pod earlier.
We get to have a fun one.
This is only unpleasant because of the time of day.
This is an extremely after dark Avalanche podcast,
Yeah.
for sure. But the Avs do go 2-0 on the day. They win the DU game 5-1 over the Utah split squad, and they win the game at ball 3-2. A bunch to talk about, a bunch to cover, so we'll go pretty fast. Just for the record, we watched as much of both games as we possibly could, but because of the scheduling nonsense that happened, thanks to Utah not being able to fly out here, we did miss the last 7 or so minutes of Game 1 and missed most of the first period of Game 2.
The first 16 minutes.
Yeah. So we did miss some of the action. We did see all goals but one. We missed the last goal of Game 1.
Yeah.
But we saw most of it. Avs, a lot of interesting angles here. Let's start with this. 4 fights across the 2 games.
Yeah, I think one of our biggest takeaways should be don't fight Lawson Krause.
Murdered both Zakar Bartikov and Matt Steinberg.
I appreciate Matt Steinberg being like, I'm going to get it back. I'm going to get it back. He did not get it back.
Put him -1. Yeah, they made it -2 on Steinberg's fight.
Did not get it back. And then Zakar Bartikov, that sure looked like the first time he's ever gotten into a fight.
Yep.
And Keaton Middleton also lost his fight, but Gabe Landeskog...
I don't know that Middleton really lost. They just he got fallen on, but...
When you swing and miss so hard that you accidentally take yourself down, it's an auto loss.
All right, fair enough.
And then obviously the one win that they had was Gabe Landeskog absolutely destroying Sam Lipkin.
Yep.
In response to Lipkin's elbow to Cale Makar's head.
Yep. For the record, Makar did get an elbow to the head. Landy said it. Everybody, it almost certainly was not an intentional elbow, but it is the way the play played out. Makar did take 1 shift afterward, but ultimately did get pulled from the game. Bednar said afterward it was just precautionary, but...
Which, of course, he's going to say.
Yeah, it's...
And with tomorrow off, all of this is so familiar.
Yep.
Tomorrow off, we won't see it till Tuesday, and we're going to be at Tuesday, and everybody's going to be sitting there, eyeballs. Where's number 8? He's going to be in the second group, so we're going to have to spend all morning wondering, where's Cale Makar?
Yep.
And then... He's not going to come out for group 2, and then Bednar's going to come out and give an update and be like, we're just being cautious. We're just taking it slow,
Yep. And he's not going to play in Saturday's game.
Yeah, and then
And
we're
he
off.
might not be here all week.
This got dark. This got very fatalist.
Hopefully he's fine. It seems like it's not too serious, but hit to the head, you never know.
Yeah, you truly never do. We're hoping for the best, obviously. I'm not losing sleep over that right now. It's,
if you're looking at the positive vibe, 50 minutes into this preseason, Gabe Landeskog immediately puts the foot down and says, we're not going to be easy to play against this year, boys.
Yeah, I think I want to give a little bit of love to Jack Drury, too.
He did come over and give him a whack or two.
Yeah. So Sam Lipkin's not small. And when
I would say he's the opposite of small.
he got 2 minutes for the elbow to Makar, goes into the box, and when he comes out, immediately Jack Drury, Lipkin goes to the bench, and Jack Drury skates over and gives him a couple of whacks.
Yeah.
They exchange some words, and then Lipkin gets on the bench and hides in shame. And then Utah wouldn't put him out there. And you could see some of the
couple shifts. Yeah.
You could see you and I were ignoring the play, and we were watching the benches, and you could see a couple of the Avs craned in the necks, like, where's 71?
Yeah.
We want 71. Put him out there. And as soon as they did
not take long.
Yeah. You could tell Middleton was trying to get out there. And then Middleton ended up getting out there one shift before.
They dodged Middleton on it.
And then Landy goes out there, and then they're having a conversation. And I want to give Sam Lipkin the credit of he did fight.
He did.
He did answer that bell. I mean, that is exactly what you're supposed to do in that situation. And then for our bloodlust, our edification, Gabe Landeskog
whooped him.
Yeah, I wanted to use other words, but
beat that A.
Yeah, yeah. To steal from the Buffs.
Yeah. BTA.
Yeah, BTA.
It was not a close fight. So good to see. It's preseason, and there are obviously like different levels of effort. I'll put it out there.
Yeah.
You watch a Avalnche cruising around at 50% tonight.
50, you're being generous.
It's an easy round number.
True.
Compared to some of the guys trying to make spots or prove themselves going a full 100.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a mix of balance on the actual level of the game.
The classic preseason conundrum of how seriously do we take what we saw, because guys who are established and have spots aren't always going to go 100%.
Yep.
Then you have like the Parker Kellys of the world who are like, they're just hardwired.
I only know one speed.
Yeah, they're like, I'm playing. I'm in the NHL. I'm getting a paycheck. I'm going out there and I'm doing my job.
He's a fixie.
Yeah.
Not a shifty. I don't know. Do you call a shift bike a shifty?
Sure.
I only know fixies are called fixies.
This is definitely an area in which I'm well versed.
Two guys that get on bikes a lot on this show for sure.
Yeah. That seat definitely won't just disappear. You're right.
I will say, regardless of what effort level Cale Makar was at, and him leaving the game early, 3 assists casually tonight in the DU game.
But we're talking about Avalnche, also 3 assists.
Also 3 assists. True. So, the Avs' best players look good. Even Landy picked up a really nice assist to go with his fight. I think it was Landy in front for the second Brindley goal too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought he had it just because it clearly redirects at some point, but it went to Brindley and they never changed it. So,
we'll start with the first game really, and we'll get into the second game a little bit more in a minute here. Brindley scores 2 goals.
Yeah.
You also get a goal out of Gushchin. Now, I would say all 3 of those goals aren't necessarily unbelievable individual plays.
Yeah, not highlight reels from those guys on their own.
Right. You have some nice setups and on multiple of them, whether it's Cale feeding, I guess, both Gushchin's only goal and Brindley's second goal. Brindley's first goal is a tap in, essentially, as he's on the back door.
It's great work by him in the zone to work the play. And then on the second goal, it's a great job by him to gather in the puck high in the zone, keep it in the zone, and get the puck on net. That was all really good work. So,
which, obviously there are a handful of guys that are battling for spots or jockeying for position on call-up lists or whatever you want to call it. Brindley being one of those. What do you make of his first real action with the Avs? I know he played at the rookie stuff, but there are NHL caliber opponents against him today.
Yeah, there was a lot to like. And when you're looking at a direct comparison of, it's not just how did Gavin Brindley play in a vacuum, it's how did Gavin Brindley play versus Nikita Pristupov versus Ivan versus Matt Steinberg versus Zakar Bardakov. And when say
he's better than 3 of those 4 guys.
Exactly.
So.
I would put him, the only guy that I would put above him is Bardakov. And even that has, we'll get to it, but
it was not the cleanest game of all time.
It was not like a dominant performance where you're like, oh my God, right? Like there were pockmarks there. And the same was true of Brindley. There were a couple of plays that he made in the defensive zone where he needs to get him out. And he does a good job positioning. He does a good job with the read. He does a good job winning a battle, gets the puck, can't get it out of the zone. You got to be able to make that play.
Yeah. Not that this wasn't anything we already knew, but there are no question marks about the effort level.
Yeah.
There's no question marks about his willingness to do it. He played both PK and PP in the game.
Yep.
He'll go out there and do whatever, but is the execution there at NHL speed with NHL timing against NHL-sized competition? Can he play in a functional way?
Yeah, and there were pluses.
A significant amount, I would say.
The thing that we continue to talk about with Brindley is that we don't think he's making the team. We're not expecting him to make the team.
He's on the call-up list.
He's 20 years old. He's coming into his second pro season. His first pro season had a lot of challenges, some injuries, some underperformance. It's the first time he hasn't been a star player on a team he's been on in maybe ever. Yeah. I mean, like it's really we're not putting that expectation on him, but we're comparing him to the guys that we do have that expectation on, and we still think he's comparing favorably.
Yeah.
The big problem for Brindley versus like Matt Steinberg, and I'll just say I thought Matt Steinberg was awful.
Of the guys, probably the worst of the bunch that has like call-up potential today.
Especially of the guys that we were having a conversation about fighting for a job going into this. And a big part of Steinberg's appeal is the physicality and the mentality and the way that he likes to play the game. It's different from all the other guys. He brings that sandpaper. He brings that extra dimension that none of the other guys have.
Yeah.
That's what makes him there. That's what makes him an intriguing candidate in this pool.
Yep.
He wasn't good enough. But Brindley outplayed him. But if you're looking for a 13th forward, a guy that's going to be able to play on a fourth line for you, Matt Steinberg is still going to be a better option. Because
Role-wise,
Gavin, because Gavin Brindley, you put him on a fourth line, you play him 6 minutes, you're not really going to get what you want out of it.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mesh super well.
Yeah, it's just a misfit for the role, and this goes back to the way that we've talked about previous years, the Oscar Olausens, Jean-Luc Foudy types.
Yep.
Some of the AHL veterans, we see the TJ Tynan, Ty Felleber. Like, these are not guys that are going to come in here and be able to play those an effective bottom six role, a checking role for you.
Yeah, if you have him in the bottom six, you're talking similar role, not necessarily the way they do the job, but similar role to like a Victor Olofsson.
Yeah, and a guy that we really haven't talked a whole lot about in this preseason that I think outplayed all those guys and is a guy that you could put in that role is Jason Poland.
Yeah, I would agree. He was in game 2.
Yeah.
So, we're kind of mixing things up here, but that's fine. It's
hard not to.
You kind of have to talk about those group of players as one.
Yeah.
And I would agree. Obviously, Poland, not a stranger to the org. He's been here for a couple of years now. He's played NHL games for the Avs.
He has more NHL goals than TJ Tynan.
That's technically true. He looked good. I think it was hard to argue hard to argue against, rather, a guy who has a little bit more experience maybe than someone like a Brindley, who understands how to play a bottom six role and also put on a pretty good effort in what was the much closer game of the two when you look at the one of Ball Arena, where by the end of game 1, the Avs had run away with it, and that game was kind of a nothing burger. But
the talent disparity in game 1 was pretty obvious, and it was much closer in game 2.
Yep. And Poland was noticeable among guys like Steinberg, among guys Prishchapov also in that game.
Yeah,
Poland
Bardakov
stood out. Yeah, Bardakov too.
Yeah.
So a fair point. I don't know that he did enough to say, hey, we should consider putting him at 4C over someone like Bardakov, but it definitely did enough to say, you know what? Through 2 preseason games, he should be a guy that is at very least sticking around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you need a 13th forward. We were so focused on who's going to be the fourth line center, and like you do need a 13th forward.
Yep.
And that could be a wing, that could be a center, like that could be any of the guys that we talk about.
Yep. A long way left to go, too, I will say.
Yeah.
There are 4 more preseason games over the next couple of weeks. It's not even clear exactly when the Avs will decide to make their cut since they don't play again until next Saturday.
Yeah.
So we'll see exactly, but we'll go through the rest of our thoughts here. It is the end of the first period. We need to take our first break of the show. So jump on over with me into the official vehicle of DNVR, which is Toyota. Jump in. They're also the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche. So, 2-0 for the sponsor, just like the Avs. Toyota has a vehicle for everyone, whether you're looking for a truck, an SUV, a sedan, or anything in between. They've got it all, whether it's the 2025 Tacoma or the return of the iconic 2025 Land Cruiser. And 17 different models offer all-wheel or four-wheel drive like the 4Runner. You can jump in with hybrids or electric vehicles too. 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, even hybrid trucks like the Tundra iForce Max. Whatever it is, Toyota has you covered when it comes to your next car. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores, including AutoNation Toyota Rapo Centennial, Corbin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevens Toyota East Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Again, Toyota, the official vehicle of us here at DNVR. Toyota, let's go places. Once you've got yourself your vehicle to get around, guess what? Did you know you can bet on preseason hockey games?
Yeah, you and I were joking that the officials in game one had bet the over on game length.
Game length, for sure. Highly recommend you don't do that, just to be clear. Betting on preseason games is dumb. But what you should do is bet on the Broncos to lose in the last second to a field goal.
Yeah.
You make a lot of money if you bet on that. And you can do that with Bet365. Go join Bet365 today. You can download the app and use code DNVR365 when you sign up. You put in $5. You put in $10. You bet $5 on everything. You'll get $200 in bonus bets. That's $200 to play around with. That's just free money. You win bets with those money? Great. You just won money. You can take it out. If you lose money, you lose your bets with that money, no big deal. It was bonus bets anyway. So jump in with Bet365. They are an official partner of the Colorado Avalanche too. So jump in on that. Everyone's partnering up with the Avs. Jump in with the early payout offers as well. They have a bunch of great bonus bets and pre-made parlays you can use. Tons of ways to win money when it comes to Bet365. Of course, you can get the $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. You don't even have to hit that bet to get your bonus bets. Sign up, use the code DNVR365, deposit that $10 and place that $5 bet to get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, total, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Of course, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast.
I'm having a hard time here.
I know, it's getting late.
I was trying really hard to avoid a second energy drink. So.
Yeah, can we get the lineup for game one for the Avs just to we can kind of go through things completely.
Yeah, Landy looked great.
Yeah, looked awesome. A couple of interesting.
Magna didn't.
Yeah, it's Jason Magna. We know who he is. Not a top line center. Do you want to read into at all Gushchin being on that second line with a couple of NHLers?
No.
Okay.
They got to kind of mix and match.
I know.
With no Mac, you know.
Mac didn't play. They needed 24 NHL forwards today. I get it. Just thought it was curious that Gushchin was the guy they put up there. It could have been a Barre Boulay instead of him. They could have put TJ Tynan up there.
We saw in Camp Day 3, that was yesterday. God, it feels like a lifetime ago.
It does feel a long time ago.
Gushchin and Nichushkin had good chemistry.
Yep.
And so them getting into a line together in a game is like, great. Like it made sense, right? And then we saw them. I thought Gushchin did well for himself. We're not talking about him so much in this like call-up conversation because it's not really what he was acquired.
Doesn't feel like he's in it
to do. That is a quad A guy. He's a really good AHL player. It's going to make the Eagles competitive and really good and dangerous offensively.
Yep.
But a guy that does not have a clear-cut role in the NHL. And it's the same with TJ Tynan, Alex Barre-Boulay. The difference with those guys and Gavin Brindley is that Brindley's work ethic and his checking mentality means that he could reasonably be. Yeah, you could say Gavin Brindley could be a third line guy. I mean, you look at what Matias Michelli is, formerly of Utah/Arizona and now in Toronto.
Yeah,
that could be the kind of the sort of hardworking playmaking, smaller player who can succeed in a third line role.
Yeah,
but Gushchin's not old. He's only 23.
Sure, but
so it's not
Brenly's 20,
right? But it's not like we're talking about like Barry Boulet is 28 years old. He
little
is different
who he conversation
is.
there.
Is who he is, right? But if Gushchin just shows out and the team says, well, we want to see him in a real NHL game.
Yep.
Great.
Pop
that
off.
rocks. Yeah, that rocks. What we're talking about is they need a fourth line center. He doesn't check that box. Oh, they need an extra forward that can help them in a checking role. He doesn't check that box either. Because where they're good, they're good on the wing in their top 9.
Yep.
And Yoel Kiviranta right now is on their fourth line and scored 16 goals last year. Like they're kind of fine.
Good at wing.
Yeah, they're kind of fine in that spot, and that's why we're focusing more on
center.
Yeah, defensive-oriented checking style players a lot more than a Daniil Gushchin. I'm fine with him continuing to get looks, though.
Same.
I mean,
if he earns it, he earns it.
Yeah, if he outplays all those guys, and today we've already talked about, we've already touched on it. Pretty disappointed in a lot of the guys' overall performances
in this game, in this lineup. Ivan down at the 4C job in this game, he didn't really sell me on a whole lot.
Yeah, there were a couple of fine plays, but overall, when he had an opportunity to make an impact play, he fell short.
Yep.
And there were some chances. There were some opportunities that he was involved in creating and then couldn't follow through.
The execution, I should say.
Couldn't get to the last
there.
step of it. And that's often the difference between AHL and an NHL guy.
The last step.
Yep. That last 1%, that last ability to execute.
I don't know that we'll have a ton to say about the defensive side of game 1. Obviously, Makar is awesome. Obviously, Taves is great at what he does. They're at a skill level that was kind of beyond that game. But
I do have thoughts a little bit. Sage Weinstein's a guy that we had curiosity.
Sure.
Coming in. We've talked about it. He was undrafted. The Avs signed him to an ELC as an 18-year-old. That's essentially a draft pick.
Yep.
That they got out of Weinstein. They've waited 2 years. It's the same path. Guy that goes back to juniors for 2 years and then turns pro at 20. And so we've been curious, all right, how much has he changed? How much has he evolved? Fair to say there's work to do there. There's a long way to go.
Yep.
I was pretty disappointed with Keaton Middleton.
The disappointment comes, I think, particularly from the roster that Utah iced.
Yeah.
With him. There's an expectation... As the Avs roster stands right now with Sam Girard, who's supposed to be ready for game 1, but if he's not, Keaton Middleton is your 6D.
Right.
And you watched him get torched a few times by a bunch of AHL guys.
Yeah, like by a bunch of guys where you're just like, come on. Like, yes, like TJ Ginla could be really good someday.
Yep.
Side note, might be a bum.
Has not looked good.
Was bad
in the state
both,
of Colorado.
Yeah, was bad in both rookie showcase games, and then was a complete non-factor in this game.
Yep.
So he's young, and I know he's coming off injury, and there's a lot of context there.
Between him and Simashev, the Utah prospect pulled down bad right now.
Simashev is a bigger concern for them because they have a Russian problem.
Yeah.
And Daniil Boot, same thing.
Yeah.
Although he absolutely embarrassed Matt Steinberg and scored a sweet goal.
He did do that. That did happen.
But they do have that problem of like, these are Russian guys who did not come over to play in the AHL for very long, if at all.
Right.
But that's their problem. It's not
Indeed.
our problem. Yeah, so I'm with Weinstein, I'm a little bit disappointed. Middleton, very disappointed that like the fight was fine, but really the one goal that they gave up, he's a big part of. He's not doing anything.
Yep.
It's mostly on Weinstein. But between the two of them, known for their physicality, both of them get torched in front of Scott Wedgwood, and he can't do anything. I'd like to see Wedgwood probably make a little better play.
But you got to clear that net front. That's their job description.
Yeah, and both of them just watch it happen, and then a rebound just sits there, and you're just like, come, what is this?
Yep.
You guys are both here for like the big, tough, mean stuff, and neither one of you accomplished it there.
Yep.
Now, Keaton Middleton's 6'7", Sage Weinstein's 6 foot. So like, one of them's better equipped for that.
One of them should be crushing dudes.
Yeah, like this is a thing. Like this is the thing when you're talking about Keaton Middleton. Like you got to do this.
Yep.
You got to do this.
If you can't do that, it's hard to find a role for you in the NHL.
Yeah, like your willingness to fight is fine.
Yep.
It's fine.
but you have to be able to be physical in other ways too. And
But
you
we
have
know-
to be at least passable on the defensive side.
We know the reality is that fighting is less important than ever in the NHL.
Yep. It's just the reality.
And like a guy,
it or not.
a guy whose primary upside is going to be that. I mean, we're talking about Matt Steinberg having a bad night, and that's his primary upside, is that he does those things.
Yeah.
Keith Middleton is like the defensive version of that, and it's like, hey, they have him for cheap. They think they'd lose him on waivers. They've spent years helping him develop to get to this point. Right now, he's the number 7. It is a disappointing game given the talent level that Utah put on the ice. Like we've been talking, we like Wyatt Amat. He played in the second game. Gets
lit on fire by Logan
repeatedly
Cooley. Yeah.
cooked by Logan Cooley.
But that's Logan Cooley.
Repeatedly. If Wyatt Amat is on the ice against Logan Cooley, you're in trouble. And Amat's skating is the big problem there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
But like, he's getting cooked by Logan Cooley, and Keith Middleton getting
beat by Andrew Agazzino, man.
Right, getting like really struggling against that roster of who, and who.
Yeah.
Like it's like they're a lot of prospects, right? And they have a good prospect pool.
Yeah.
But you're talking about this guy trying to be your 7th D. He's your first in line when you have an injury problem on a championship caliber roster.
Yep.
Your expectations are just higher.
Yeah, that's the reality of it. In net, Wedgwood gave up the only goal of the game. You mentioned it. It's kind of it's on a power play, and your defenseman didn't clear the net front. Good for Isaac Posh. Also had a pretty decent showing in his half of one game in the rookie showcase too. So, I'm not going to pretend to be a goalie guy ever, but
looks good. Looks
good.
really good again today.
Yeah. So credit to that kid. Moving into game 2, and we have that lineup as well, I think. Pretty clearly, the Avs top guys kind of dominated that game. Necas ends up with 2 points, a goal and an assist. Nelson on a deflection ends up scoring a goal. Lecky, who's the one who scored the first goal of the game. Did Necas get an assist on that? Did he have points on all 3? He might have.
I think he did.
So, Avs top line dominated.
He definitely had to on the first one. He's the one who shot the puck.
Yeah, I just don't know if they ever said Utah had possession for a second or something, but
just look.
Either way, Avs top line dominated in Ball Arena.
Marty Necas had absolutely no problem.
Yep.
Yeah, he has the primary.
So points on all 3 Avs goals then.
Yeah, so he has 2 primary assists and an unassisted goal.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I mean Marty Necas was awesome.
Yeah,
he was just awesome.
Clearly a cut above. And
whoa, it was 4 fights in 2 games, not 3.
It was 4 indeed. Which Keith Middleton did fight in game 1 also.
Yeah.
It just was a fight that happened.
Yeah.
Cool. We did miss most of the first period, as I mentioned, so
the part where statistically they were getting outplayed.
Yeah,
we walked in and shots on goal were 8-2.
Yeah. So we didn't see that part.
Yeah, and then the Avs scored a minute after we walked in.
Yeah. Lecky gets in there and bangs home some dirty stuff.
Yeah, just crept in past the blue line or the red line. Just barely. Just crawled along. We're all right, cool.
That revenge for that rookie showcase goal that didn't go all the way across the line.
I had that thought too.
you gotta balance the scales a little bit. Do want to get into, I think, some of the more interesting conversations on Bartikov and Olofsson. But before we do that, we do got to pay a few more bills. So let's make sure we are getting our bills paid with Ent Credit Union. Look, Ent Credit Union, I know Broncos fans are down bad right now.
Yeah.
All right. But at least get yourself a little bit of extra cash when you're down bad. Get yourself with Ent Credit Union. If you don't know, Ent is the largest credit union in Colorado, proudly serving communities all over the state. And they also are the official banking partner of the Denver Broncos. They have a Broncos checking account, and it's loaded with a ton of perks. Every 15 swipes on your Broncos checking debit card enters you for a chance to win home game tickets and a Broncos debit card that, you can get a cool Broncos debit card with whoever you want on it, sort of. You also get 10% off food and gear at Empower Field. Plus, there's no surprise fees, so if you're ready to bank like a Bronco, head over to ent.com/DNVR. That's ent.com/DNVR to learn more. Insured by NCUA, membership required. Account requires associated Ent Broncos debit card. You can put Bo Nix on the card for the record, but I don't know if people want to do that after today. Also, it's a great time to get yourself or your kids into sports. And if it's for your kids, that's where Gold Crown Foundation comes into play. If you grew up playing basketball in Colorado, there's a pretty good chance you played in a Gold Crown competitive basketball league. I did it when I was a kid. Well, I played in a Gold Crown league, maybe not the competitive ones. But it's for 4th through 8th grade teams, I should say. They have feeder teams at gold, silver, and bronze level, as well as club teams at elite and open levels. So not only do you get to play in high school gyms, but you get the amazing Gold Crown Field House that has high energy with 6 courts. And it's a great time to find a team right now, not just for basketball, but they have volleyball. I think they also had women's flag football, but that's closed now. So you missed the window on that. Don't miss the window on these. To learn more, you can sign up by scanning the QR code on screen or visiting goldcrownfoundation.com. Third period. I'm sorry, we've had a lot of periods of hockey today.
Yeah, it's hard because we saw the first, second, and part of a third period, then part of a first period, and then a second and a third.
Yeah.
We were really worried we were going to get an overtime there.
Yep, it looked dicey for a minute there, but
crazy fact here: Rudo's never seen a shootout in person.
True, never seen a live shootout. Closest I got.
Got to get him off these couches and chairs and into the ball arena sphere a little bit more often so you can see one.
New Year's Eve, 2015.
You'll stop being a hater.
4 seconds left. Ryan O'Reilly scores in overtime. That's the closest I've ever come to a shootout.
Were you excited?
Yeah.
Nice.
Popped off.
He's a hater of the shootout, too.
I know. It's great. I don't ever need to see one live. We're good.
No, you don't even know, man. The tension, it's amazing.
I should say for a real game, I've seen multiple shootouts at Avs, the rookie games.
Oh, those
and
don't
stuff.
count.
Yeah, okay.
I also, the first time I ever saw 3v3 was the first year that they implemented it.
Yeah.
But the game didn't actually do that. It was hey, we just implemented this, and so we're going to give teams 5 minutes to practice it in a preseason game.
Try it, yeah.
So the game would end, and then it was like,
just play it.
Now we're playing 3v3 for a few minutes. And it was mass chaos, and everybody was like, this is going to be incredible.
And it was for a few years.
And it still is fun. It's just nowhere near what it was. It was no longer the Wild West.
Yeah. And teams learned that maybe holding onto the puck is a good idea.
Yeah, and then now it's not fun. As fun.
Do you think they should implement the rule?
The half ice rule? Or
so there's 2 different versions. Half ice, sure. But I forget which league is implementing it this year. I don't know if it was a junior league or what, but in 3-on-3 overtime, you can no longer intentionally leave a zone.
I think you should be allowed to leave like the offensive zone, but I don't think you should be allowed to go back past center ice.
Okay.
Like no more passing back to your goaltender to line change kind of stuff,
Yeah.
you know?
Really kill the play. Fair enough. I'm good with that. Getting back into game number 2. Obviously, the line you're watching for most when it comes to roster spots or call-up spots, you have Bardakov centering Parker Kelly.
Yeah.
As well as, I'm blanking on the name. Surely Tiff will help me. Victor Olofsson. Thank you.
Yeah.
Olofsson not playing for a spot, but first real game in an Avs jersey.
Yeah. He was okay.
To be honest, I just didn't notice him a ton, good or bad.
The funny thing, we wanted to see him shoot. He's Victor Olofsson. And he only let go one-timer.
Yep. True. Was on the power play, was playing in that circle spot as we expected. Not reading too much into special teams, which there were a lot of in both games because there has been no special teams practice yet for any of these guys. Correct.
Anybody was curious, I know that there were some very vocal individuals behind us at Ball Arena that were like, oh, see the power plays in midseason form. First of all, Parker Kelly was on the power play, for example.
Yep, he sure was.
Second of all, there has been no special teams installation yet.
Yep.
They're
just winging it today.
Both games were just purely on vibes. Yep. On like the most basic, like, all right, go out there and like do the basic stuff. Yeah, no system install. That's Tuesday.
Yeah. Also, the main component of the Avs power play entry, Nathan McKinnon, didn't play today. So
yeah, it was interesting just to watch Cale Makar doing a drop pass to Gavin Brindley, and then Brindley, like, you're like, oh, we take it a little bit for granted, I think, that how good McKinnon is at this, and also Marty Necas.
Yep.
So Anyway.
Which, to be fair, Necas looked really good doing it in game 2.
Oh, I mean, everything Necas did in game 2 was really good.
Fair enough.
So, no, the point of that you actually brought up to begin this conversation, though, was Bardakov.
Yep.
And I liked almost all of what I saw. He's got to learn faceoffs, but I have said this a lot.
Oh, wow. An Av center needs to get better at faceoffs.
But also, rookies in the NHL are bad
they just
at
get
faceoffs.
Yeah.
There are very few rookies that come into the NHL. It doesn't even matter how old they are and are just good at it. You get rocked.
I've heard more than a few ex-NHLers call faceoffs just which guy can cheat more.
Yeah. Totally.
And guess which player every rep and linesman is watching on the ice? A rookie.
Oh, man, I used to call it the San Jose cheat because the Sharks were madmen with it, with Joe Thornton and Joe Pavelski back in the way that they would cheat in the dot was incredible to watch. All the way across.
Yep.
And it was like, I dare you to call this penalty. I dare you to call this penalty.
To be honest, Nazem Kadri. Nazem Kadri was, I'm going to win the faceoff by cheating or I'm going to get thrown out.
Yeah.
That's the strategy.
He got thrown out so much.
It was more than so much. It was an absurd amount.
Games, both
oof,
true.
Oof.
No, back to Bardakov though. Yeah, he was not good in faceoffs. He's gonna have to work on that. But I liked him a little bit in the defensive zone. Oh man, did he almost have an awesome shorthanded goal at the end of the game?
Had the break, just didn't finish.
Great defensive play, great read, gets in there and just can't finish. But it's a really good play. He showed off the skating chops there, showed off the power that he plays with. He also showed off one of the big pockmarks of his game that cropped up in Russia was he'll take an undisciplined penalty, and he absolutely rocked Logan Cooley. Just smoked him.
Numbers the whole way.
Yeah, a clear-cut boarding.
To me, every aspect of his game, and again, taken with a grain of salt, because what percentage is everyone playing at in the game?
Yeah.
But he looked like a 4C.
Yeah, definitely.
He looked like he could do the job in game 1 of preseason. If he does that regularly, you might have some issues. But on the other hand,
you can't take those penalties.
And yes, you cannot take bad penalties, especially the game was close all the way, right? Those penalties can kill you.
Yeah.
But, and this is a small but, if that's the type of penalty he's taking, is that not a little bit of that's what you're asking a guy like that to do? Play that heavy physical game? Be a guy that people don't want to go into the corner with?
Yeah, and not be a total tire fire defensively.
Yep.
Because a guy that people don't want to go into the corner with is also Matt Steinberg, but Matt Steinberg was awful in all facets.
Yeah, it was a tough game for Steinberg. You watch guys essentially just skate around him in multiple facets of the defensive zone.
Yeah, bad. Just bad.
Yep.
And with Bardakov, there was a lot to like. I walk away feeling pretty encouraged. Also, I think you and I are probably forever going to be biased about Parker Kelly now after the great interview that we did with him.
How can he not be your favorite?
Also, shout out Parker Kelly. And if you haven't watched that interview that we did with him yesterday, please do. It's great.
It's a super good
one.
Yeah,
he tells a great story. And going through it again today, I forgot how many fun little details there were from that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was also good in this game.
Math definitely adds up when he blocks a shot off his hand in a preseason game today after that interview.
Yeah.
Does not quit, that guy. That's for sure. Look, I don't see a path to anyone getting that 4C job before Bardakov does at this point.
Yeah.
I think that was the likely path from even before training camp, but through 3 days of training camp in the first preseason game, I don't know how much of a competition is even left there, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think the biggest competition is just that 13th forward.
Yep.
And the sorting out the immediate pecking order of everybody else, because Nikita Pristchapov is also a guy that is in that battle. And tonight we saw some big mistakes. There were some big mistakes that he made.
There were. AJ just makes me look tall. That's all.
I make everybody look tall?
That's...
I do. I am short.
I'm not tall.
I get it. I'm just saying.
I'm for an American, I think I'm exactly average height. So
These lights are very uncomfortable.
They're blinking at you.
Yeah, I keep seeing him out of the corner of my eye.
You mentioned Prishchapov.
Yeah, big mistakes.
He's a kind of a roller coaster. You'll see him make a nice play, and then 30 seconds later, you'll see him make a "what are you thinking" play.
All of the things that I really like about what he does are attacking puck carriers, attacking on the forecheck, and being disruptive. All the things that I don't like are when he has the puck.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And that's my big concern here is that the decisions, this is going back to the rookie showcase, the decisions that he was making with the puck I didn't like. I just can't get the one. He's on the PK. He gets the puck, throws it right up the middle of the ice, right to a guy.
Makes a nice play to get control of it. Yep. Has time in the middle of the ice. Flubs a backhand to the blue line.
Gives it away.
Yep.
Just a terrible, terrible play.
Again, I know I just said, hey, don't read too much into special teams, but on an individual play like that, when you are the 13th forward, the 14th forward, even your 4C, if you're struggling to play effective hockey on the penalty kill, how are you getting on the ice?
Yeah.
Where are you finding those extra minutes and not just being the guy that Bednar plays for 5 minutes because he needs a warm body?
Yeah.
It's tough with Prishchapov on that one, especially as you mentioned, sandwiched in between Bardakov, who likely has the job, and Jason Polin, who put a solid effort in today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And we're going to talk up Jason Polin. He'll be a part of the cut. We'll be like, all right, whatever, dude. I don't understand anymore.
That's life in hockey sometimes, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't.
There were some guys on defense, though, that I actually did have some thoughts on. Also, I would agree with the comment from our Toyota chat about Trent Miner being lights out. He was great. Awesome.
We missed the first period, and even what we saw, he was great.
We liked what Isaac Posh did at the DU game, but I really liked what Trent Miner did. He looks good, dude.
Same story as with the Middleton thing, right? Isaac Posh played good against a bunch of prospects and AHL kids, and then Trent Miner goes and plays good against, I don't know how many NHLers are on that lineup, but the better version of Utah.
A few. Yeah, there are a couple there. But the guys on defense, we talked about Wyatt Amott a little bit. The skating got exposed here. That was tough.
Yep.
You can't get beat wide that easily. You've got to be able to put up some resistance, and the feet have always been the biggest thing holding him back.
Yep.
Because I think he's such a smart player, and he's such a hard-nosed player that he'll put the work in. But this was not what you were really looking to see. Josh Manson was Josh Manson. He's just a roller coaster ride.
Yeah. You're going to get the full experience every time with him.
Yeah. And whatever. Sam Malinsky, though.
First real look on the opposite side. What'd you think?
I wasn't a fan.
Okay.
There were some things. His puck moving is solid, but there were some decisions that I didn't like, especially his defensive reads. That concerns me, but also like,
you could see him fighting his instincts at times too, wanting to go to that right side, and then him being like, all right.
Well, and how confusing must it be, because he's on the left side as a right-hander, and he's playing on a pairing with Jack Ashawn, who's left-handed, playing on the right side.
Yeah, everything's backwards.
You could easily just flip these for these guys, and they will be a million times more comfortable, but they want to see what they look like on their offside.
Yep.
So that I didn't love it.
It is also preseason game 1.
Yeah.
So.
And we've said we want to see Sam Malinsky get as many preseason games as he can to try and get more comfortable, so that I'm not a huge fan. It wasn't bad.
Yep.
I didn't come away going, oh man, they're in trouble. They're not going to be able to do this.
And I go back to, you mentioned it, a little bit of a weird setup with Ashawn as well.
Yeah.
If you put a Josh Manson on his right side, how much can Josh Manson do a little bit extra, do some of the heavy lifting for Malinsky as he continues to adjust to the left side?
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't think too much about it, but it clearly wasn't a smooth butter transition right away for Malinsky.
I also have thoughts on the other two guys on defense.
I knew you would have thoughts on Gagne.
Yeah, but so Alex Gagne, if you've been reading any of my preseason writing, which like obviously I'm biased, I'm saying you should be.
You should go read it. It's really good.
But I've talked about Alex Gagne a couple of times, that it's been kind of a slow burn. And the first time I wrote about him, I said, I think there's more there. I want to see more. There were things I liked in camp. There were a lot of things I liked in the game today. There were a lot of things where the puck moving is still a concern for me because I think it's just very simple.
Yeah.
There's not going to ever be a dynamic element to it.
I would say the same, off topic, but Ronnie Attard in game 1, same kind of thing.
Oh, totally.
Very glassing out. He's got his one thing that gets the puck safe, and that's it. Yeah.
And this is like the first time in his entire life that he's been in an organization where being right-handed probably hurts his chances. But with Gagne, I also think that the first step is a significant issue. Not like his puck skill is like, it's not great. It's not ever going to be great.
It just needs to be okay.
Yeah, he's smart, so he makes good decisions with the puck, and I like that about him. But the first step, I think, is an issue because if you're going to be a defenseman for the Colorado Avalanche under Jared Bednar, you have to be able to activate. Yeah. You have to be able to jump into the play. You have to be able to make good reads. I like the reads that he makes,
but are they fast enough?
But he's either not quick enough to get to where he needs to go, to where the read is taking him, or he doesn't have the confidence in what he's doing. Both of those are problems.
Yep.
One of them is a lot easier to fix than the other.
Yeah.
But I think there's more to see again with Alex Gagne that I continue to be intrigued by here. Connor Kelly, I think, is a real find.
I liked him in the rookie stuff too.
I liked him in the rookie stuff. I like him now. I liked him in this game. He's right-handed. He has good size. I'm shocked his point totals in college were as low as they were because he seems comfortable activating. And it's you and I, because the Avs drafted so many Notre Dame kids, you and I watched a lot of Notre Dame hockey for a number of years.
I'm so sick of that program.
And like you and I were both like, Jeff Jackson's a war criminal.
Yeah. Just
because it was so
much skill out of the game.
It was so awful to watch. And he was always like, we don't want guys activating. We want safe
defensemen stay at home.
Very careful.
They sit at the blue line and they back up.
Yeah. And look at all those guys that they had that got drafted and ended up in pro hockey. Andrew Peak is like the
top of the iceberg. Yeah.
The peak. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah. And I think that there can be programs that do that to guys. And I'm wondering, did Connor Kelly just not have an opportunity?
Have the chains come off a little bit here?
Did he not have the same opportunity to activate a little more? Because it looks like he's comfortable doing it. And his mobility isn't
great.
I don't think it's anything.
It's like just middle of the road.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think from a pro standpoint, not an NHL standpoint, it's not good enough for the NHL. But from a pro standpoint, I really wonder if they have a find on their hands in Connor Kelly. There have been more times than not that I've thought, when I think about Connor Kelly, I'm thinking, man, I like that decision. I like that play. He activated well. He got involved. He kept a play alive. He made a good decision with the puck. There's just a lot good there, and good size and right-handed. And we're talking, Ronnie Attard is like 28 years old, so he's got to get it going right now.
Right.
But with a guy like Connor Kelly, you could play him in the ECHL.
Yeah.
You know, you could give him an AHL contract and then see what you have. Like there are avenues that can build with a guy like that, and I find myself intrigued.
It's always fun when you have positives to talk about.
Definitely from the guys that, like, in a week, a lot of these guys will be gone, and we won't talk about them maybe at all on the pod the rest of the year.
I can't believe we're looping back around to this, but when you look at a Connor Kelly, there's no expectations. So anything good is like, hey, this is a nice find. Hey, positive. As opposed to the Broncos, where there's expectations, and that makes these losses hurt even worse.
Yeah.
So,
also over the last decade, I just feel kind of dead inside when it comes to Colorado football in general.
Not wrong.
You know?
I don't care enough about football to feel dead inside about it. But
I've had to move away from it because my time has gotten. I've taken. I've placed a higher value on my time in my life and the people that I spend my time with and how they also want to spend that time. So I don't get to love football the way that I used to.
Tiff, can
it
you
all goes to hockey.
Scroll all the way up to the very top of the chat, or is it gone? One of you became a member before the show today? Randy.
It was Randy.
Randy, thank you so much for becoming a member of the Supporters Club. We appreciate you. put the Dr. Dubs in the chat too. You can put 2 Dr. Dubs in the chat for 2 dubs today. Also, if you want to become part of the supporters club, it's a great way to help support us. You get access to some behind the scenes stuff. I think our last video was my behind the scenes of the rookie showcase. So go check that out if you're a supporters club member, or if you want to put your money to an even better cause, hit up Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America.
Yes.
We're doing a fundraiser for them all September. You can go over to the sidebar. I don't know which side it's on YouTube. You can donate there, or you can go to a link down in the description. There's a link to their website where you can donate. Or if you want to get involved, you can become a big for some of the kids out there that are in need. So hit up Big Brothers, Big Sisters. They're an awesome partner for us.
Yeah.
We're signed up with them for a long time, and it's a great cause. So highly recommend.
Partner for us and an awesome organization for a lot of people.
Yep. They do a lot of good in the world. So go hit up Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Maybe send them a couple of bucks instead of sending us a super chat or something like that. All right. Just about 10 minutes left in the show here.
Yeah. I didn't have any thoughts really on Kyle Kaiser. The organization is so weirdly deep in net right now that I'm kind of just like Isaac Poshesum looks like a decent find for
looked good
a depth goalie here.
And by April, he might be the 5th goalie.
Yeah.
We'll see. Also, once again, we are not the goalie podcast.
No.
If you want the deep analytical look at goalies, I can say numbers to you, but I'm not the guy who's going to tell you how good that reverse VH was on that one play or whatever.
Yeah. Go look up the goalie giant. He's great. Jeremy's awesome.
He's awesome.
He's a
highly
homie.
recommend.
He loves talking goalies, so I'm sure if you just tweeted him, he'll be like,
"What's up? This guy's good."
Oh, you want to talk goalies?
When you look at these 2 games, you look at the coaching staffs. Bednar was at game 1 with Hackstall.
Yeah.
You had Letestu at game 2 with Pratt. How much does the Avs coaching staff actually take away from a doubleheader preseason games?
Well, especially the way that they got stacked up and everybody got delayed by multiple hours because Utah can't figure out charter flights.
Yeah.
Again. A little. I mean, it's a little.
Nothing for sure.
Every day is an evaluation point. Every day is an opportunity. I mean, that's one of the things that when we talked to Parker Kelly, he talked about.
Yeah.
Hey, every single opportunity. You should be grateful for every little bit of ice time because there are guys out there who aren't getting these chances who would kill to play 8 minutes of a preseason NHL game with no
be a
contract.
Healthy scratch.
Yeah. They would. I mean, remember he was talking about how excited he was just to go on the team plane.
Yeah. Part of the tax.
I'm not going to play. I'm just going to go on the team plane. Yahtzee. Like, that's the mentality that some of these guys need to have going in every single day. And honestly, that's the mentality that the coaching staff should also have. Every day is a data point for them.
True.
And the actual games should be significantly more important than what they did the last 3 days in training camp. In controlled environments, doing drills with very little game situations.
There is almost something extra they can take out of it because of the weirdness, right? How do these players adapt to a weird situation? Can they still find the rhythm? Can they still play their game in a situation where, oh yeah, you were warming up and then the game got delayed 2 extra hours?
Yeah. You're not giving Martin Necas $10.5 million just because he was dominant in a preseason game against a quarter of Utah's regulars.
There are levels here. Necas looked great, but frankly, this game meant next to nothing for Marty Necas.
Right. He's making the team.
Yeah.
But the rest of the rest of the guys that we've been talking about deeper into the lineup who are fighting for something, this is an important data point.
Yep.
Some of these guys might get 3 preseason games at most.
Yep.
And they just played. 1 is gone.
And if it was a bad one, there's a chance you wake up tomorrow and you're getting shipped to Loveland or back to your junior team or whatever it is.
Yep.
You only get so many opportunities.
Yep.
Levi in the Toyota chat asks, any thoughts on Behrens?
Not a lot, honestly, just because he was paired with Cale Makar and they were out there and they kind of just dominated the puck a lot.
It's
And he didn't really have to do the things that you're going to want to see him do a lot of to be successful in pro hockey.
This isn't even a knock on Behrens,
No.
because this is true of most of the Avs NHL players. When Cale Makar's on the ice, there's a lot of give it to Cale and get out of the way.
There's a lot of deferring going on. Yeah. Like there were some times where we were like, guys, just shoot it. But you're also like,
that's Cale Makar.
Yeah,
over
like
there.
Cale Makar and Gabe Landeskog are on the ice with you right now. Like you understand
I might not be the best guy.
the inclination of a guy to be like, I'm going to give it to a guy that's won a Stanley Cup and a Norris Trophy.
2. Thank you very much.
You're right. And a Conn Smythe.
Conn Smythe 2. True.
And a Calder.
Pretty healthy trophy
And
case.
Just doing some looking into the future and a Hart Trophy.
Oh, crazy.
That's
Him and Mac can
Another
just
one?
swap trophies this year.
so Mac can win the Norris?
Yeah, the Conn Smythe. If Mac wins the Norris, the Avs are winning the Stanley Cup. I can guarantee you that. And something crazy has happened, but
Yeah, Cale can win Hart and Mac can win the Conn Smythe.
this
Yeah.
is
That sounds
like
fun,
a Disney movie, all right? Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon are forced to switch positions for a season.
Oh, yeah. The freakiest Friday.
They don't get to switch bodies, though. They have to switch positions.
No, they have to. I want to see what happens when Nathan McKinnon gets into Cale Makar's body.
All right, I'm down.
Because, like, they're both. All right. I got to let this go. Now I'm just actually like, I'm going to go home and write
You're gonna
this.
think about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's preseason, especially early preseason, is always a weird time.
Yeah.
Not only because of the levels and all the stuff we talked about on the show already, but
Yeah.
we just watched 6 periods of preseason hockey, and a lot of those periods are, wow, this does not look a whole lot like proper NHL hockey.
Yeah. Well, and we've talked a lot about the NHL is very structured. Guys know where they're going to be. They drill the same system every single day.
Yeah.
You know, they spend 82 games mastering the art of how their team plays a certain style.
Versus preseason game 1 where it's a lot of instinct. So like,
Well, in the AHL is a lot more chaotic. Guys are a little more all over the place. We were having a pretty amusing conversation with Avalanche Director of Player Development, Brian Woolsey, about this exact thing.
Yep.
During the rookie showcase that it's a little nuts at first as everybody's trying to feel it out.
Yep.
Preseason hockey is the same exact thing because you have a mixture. There's some junior players, there's some AHL players, there's some NHL players, there's some tryout guys. Like all different levels of hockey is represented. And when you throw them all into one hodgepodge, you're like, yeah, they're all really good individually at some stuff. You know, they would dominate men's leagues and stuff, but like when it comes to NHL standard hockey, no, you're not even close to it.
there's a
Which
lot
is why
of,
Marty Necas looks
so good.
like
yeah.
God tier.
Right. It's hockey has pretty tight knit circles, right? Like most NHLers are familiar with each other. Maybe they played in an off-season summer Debuty League or whatever.
Yeah.
There's at least some level of I've played with this guy before, or even if it was some pickup alumni, whatever game.
Yeah.
But then you get NHLers and a kid, 18-year-old kid coming in from juniors who is like, I don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Like, so you have even another layer of, I don't want to call it lack of chemistry necessarily,
Yeah.
but just lack of familiarity, I guess.
Speaking of, I don't even know who this kid is. Just an amusing thing that we saw play out tonight. Lawson Krause beats up Zakhar Bardakov, and then they go to the penalty box. And that happens because of the boarding on Logan
Correct,
Cooley.
yeah.
They go to the penalty box, and Lawson Krause keeps shouting at him.
Yep. Which,
Buddy,
shouting at a brick wall.
he does not speak English. That's like if I just went and watched Russian TV for 15 seconds and then was like,
Okay.
all right, I'm going about my day now.
Yeah.
I'm out here living, man. You're mad and I'm out here living. Was Bardakov's whole thing. Like he was just like, okay. All right, that was a good fight. And respect to Bardakov. He took the fight and then did not do well and then gave Krause props afterwards. Gave him a little tap. Love this kid.
Stepped up to the plate on that one. We are headed into overtime here.
Oh my God, really?
I know. The conversation continues on the DNVR.com. Join us there. It will not be a long overtime, I promise.
It's 3v3.
Yeah, we're ending it. Win the face-off, go down, score.
Yeah. It's year 1 of 3v3. This is done.
Next steps for the Avs in this preseason, since we do feel like maybe the 12th forward spot is decided.
Certainly should be.
The only question I have left is the waiver claim still coming?
You and I talked about this during the game.
We did.
We have been focusing largely on who is the defenseman, the random John Ludwig, Mark Alt.
Oh, good
Patrick
pull.
Nemeth.
Mark Alt's a good pull.
Like the random. I was at a French cafe when he got
picked up,
claimed, and I was like,
"Who?"
Out loud, "Who is Mark Alt?" And multiple people looked at me and were like, "I don't know, man. Are you talking to me?"
Who was it? Shout out. Were we Burgundy Rainbow at that point? Someone in one of our Discord chats phone recorded the Elite Prospects like name pronunciation thing of him. Became a whole big meme of just a deadpan Mark Alt.
This has been a great aside. But the conversation that we were having, I thought was interesting, is we've been so focused on which defenseman are they going to claim. And we've kind of combed through some of the rosters and like, all right, there's some guys that you could have an interest in depending on how things go, right?
Personally, there's some guys I'm really interested in are the Avs.
Of course. Of course. But guys that you could make a case for, and whether or not the Avs agree is an entirely different story. We haven't really talked about forward.
Yeah.
A forward
there's going to be some.
And with the Avs cap space being what it is, they could easily do it and stay in where they're accruing.
Yep. Yeah. I don't think it's that far outside of the realm of reality, especially when you look at, hey, maybe there were some guys in that call-up list that were a little disappointing today.
Yeah.
Maybe you do look at a waiver claim to be the 13th guy.
Yeah, and when your first round of cuts should not be when that happens. That's not... Sometimes it is when a team, like, they will cut 9 guys at the same time, so that's like, oh, dang, that's a lot. They'll try and slip a guy through like that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, teams prepare for this. They've got guys in their front office that all they do, they wake up, they scour depth charts. They do the same stuff that I do, except they get paid for it. And for me, I'm just
doing it for free out here.
Yeah, I'm just doing it out of just pure curiosity.
Love of the game.
I do like looking at a
spreadsheet,
a random list of players that I'm like, I don't know, I think this guy's good.
Oh,
and
this
then,
guy had 12 points last year.
pulling video and being like, oh, he's kind of a bad skater. I think I'm moving on now. Anyway, I think there is an interesting conversation where if they don't feel good about what they're getting from the guys competing for the spot, you can easily put a claim in. We do know for sure there are way more decent forwards that go through waivers than defensemen that are going to be able to help you.
Yeah.
A lot of the defensemen that are going to go through are going to be Keaton Middleton types. Like 7, 8, 9 guys where you're like,
it's true.
More of the same caliber of player. Whereas at forward, it would not be hard for them to claim a 13th forward and you be able to say today, right now, this guy, surefire, better than Ivan, Nikita Pristupov.
Right.
Matt Steinberg.
Yep. Honestly, if Tyson Jost wants to come back and be a 13th forward, I wouldn't hate it.
I have no issues, man. Like that's a great example of what I'm talking about. Yeah. There's a baseline of a player there that you're comfortable with. You just say, okay, yeah,
better than that option, but also either needs to be on your NHL roster for 30 days or you're just giving him away.
Right. Or you're sending him back out and you're just going, I'm good.
Yeah. So there are some limitations there, but it is almost midnight here in Colorado, so we're going to wrap up today's show. We hope you enjoyed the Double Dr. Dubs. We are off tomorrow, but we'll be back starting on Tuesday all week next week.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, an actual off day. It's been training camp's always busy season for us.
Yeah. Gonna be a really interesting couple of weeks for us schedule-wise and content-wise. So just keep the eyes peeled. We have a lot of stuff that we want to do. I will be writing pretty much every single day. So again, I can't stress enough. If you don't have a Die Hard membership, you should get one. There's a lot of great written content across the site. This is not just me pumping my own tires. If you're interested in hockey, then it is just me. But yeah, it's it's worth it. You know, you get if you're in town, you come down to the bar, you get discounts at the bar and free T-shirt, lots of goodies involved in it.
Stuff, yeah.
And you know, obviously, like you support us, you help.
That helps too. Yeah.
You help keep us in business, and you help keep guys like us employed, and that's great. It's more fun to be employed than not.
I do like my job.
Same.
On that note, we're out of here. This has been the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, and we will see you Tuesday.
We all silly like the mayor.